Gotta work away from driver, no will let me use it. I'm a supercharged freedom fighter, and I'm giving it all.
So the first question, Savi, how was the placement experience overall?
Um, in UEM, if you refer to the on-campus placements, the companies which came on campus were okay. Like they hired a lot of students. I think TCS didn't come on campus technically, but still they hired many students. Cognizant and Wipro came on campus, and they also hired 100 plus students. I think for Cognizant we almost hit 200. So, so that was huge. But other than that, if you look at other companies, like if you look at the top of the iceberg, yeah, there are companies which are offering 10 LPA, 12 LPA, which are coming via Elitmus. Then there's companies like Rakuten and EPAM, which also came during our time, if I'm not wrong. Well, I qualified for none of them, so but yeah, there were okay, means it was okay, but like if you now compare to IITs or top institutions, definitely it's nowhere close. And I'm very honestly, it's nowhere close. But if you compare it with colleges which are competing in the private space with respect to Kolkata or Greater Kolkata as a whole, so in that case, it's pretty well positioned. I mean, the I won't go into percentages and statistics, but if you are good, you will at least have a good shot at getting placed in a good company. After that, it's luck and your hard work.
I agree on the IIT part, but here also I will add a point. In IIT there are very less students. Like there are very less students compared to our college.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
So what Savi said, it's actually right, but don't take it in any other way. Like I think you meant to say the intensity of the package or the quality of the companies they are coming, like Uber, Google, Facebook, they are coming to IITs. So in that way,
Yeah,
probably,
yeah.
yeah, in that way, probably our college is not that much good. But if you see the numbers, then probably the ratio is, I think it's not less because they are placing 100 plus students and they have the
Definitely.
best students. And in our batch, I guess we had 800 students, right? In the entire batch.
800 plus, yeah, easily,
Eight,
easily.
800
800
plus.
plus.
Yeah, and I personally know only two guys who did not get placed, and I don't know the number, but I guess at least 700 people
Yeah.
got placed, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the overall statistics for all departments. If I refer to CSE, just art department, there were around 450 to 480 students, I believe,
Yeah.
if I'm not very much off. Like after everybody dropped out and everything. So
Yeah.
out of 480 students, I think 450 odd were eligible as in marks and all those criteria wise. Like after out of that, almost 420 to 430 are placed, as far as I know. The ones who tried from the beginning, I don't know a single person who is still like hope, like they have lost hope of everything and they don't have anything. Maybe, yeah, maybe there is one to two people who are there like that. But then again, as I said, your effort and luck.
Exactly. So, if we have a batch of 800 people, let's check CSE only. If we have a batch of nearly 500 people, if and then 430 people are getting placed for sure. Like I guess this is a very big number. And if you go to like all the colleges in Kolkata and West Bengal, you will find this kind of student strength only, like 400, 500 people in one single stream, private college. But I don't think you will find this kind of ratio of placement. So if you're the question I get asked the most, what is the placement scenario? So if your agenda is to just to get a placement, no matter in which company, to earn a decent money initially, then you have the stats. So anyways, Abby, just tell me how was your personal experience for the placement procedure? Like I know you got placed way before the MNCs, and then you started getting offers and offers. As you see Savvy's status, every other company that used to come out and he used to post, okay, another offer, another offer, another offer. And one day I saw, okay, yeah, I have the same offer. And it was like that. So probably you got three to four offers. And but still, how was the entire placement experience? Like from the very beginning till you got your first job offer. So how was the experience?
Yeah. So at this juncture, I'd like to address a few stereotypes that we all had. Like in the second year, I remember there were even big YouTubers like AIB and all who used to refer to the fact that getting placed in a mass recruitment company is nothing. Like they would come in a truck and take off everybody.
Yeah,
So if you remember that video, so
yeah,
that was a scenario that cracking TCS, CTS, etc. was very easy. That was the initial idea, but as things came by, there are some factors like self doubt and all. They started creeping in that would we even be able to crack TCS?
yeah,
But then, yeah, the time was intense. Like obviously there was pressure. There were like between two stages of a company there was a significant gap. Even a 1 to 2 week gap at that time seemed like an eternity. So and then obviously initially the TCS and all, they didn't come initially. Initially there were companies like Bajaj and there was what
Bobble
was that
AI.
company's name? Bobble AI.
Yeah,
Yeah, Bobble AI.
yeah,
So so there were companies like that which used to give good packages. They have 10, 12 LPA packages, but they used to take only 1 to 2 students, and that used to give us like probably the day Bobble AI came out, that was probably the first big you know the first big jhatka, as we would
yeah,
call it. So that knocked us back into our senses that maybe we are not giving the effort that is required. Maybe it's not that easy. But then again, probably it's that mindset. Like maybe we get, let's try harder, let's try harder. Maybe that mindset helped us get through when we actually TCS and I think around November, I think TCS NQT happened. Then Cognizant and Wipro came together almost.
yeah.
So so when those things started happening in October, November, December, during that time, October, November, that was a very crucial moment. So during that time, things like after that period was over, things were like okay, it wasn't that hard even. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe like at that moment it gets intense, but means if you stick to it, and if you are okay, if your preparation is good, then and obviously luck is a factor. Yeah.
So,
But
so
other than that, it's pretty much that.
yeah, so I mean, it's definitely a roller coaster ride, and as someone said, and I'm referring to this phrase in every interview that I'm taking now for this particular topic, that placement seasons are one of the toughest phase one can face in their entire life. That is the same for the entire world, because you see your friends getting placed,
Absolutely.
yeah, and you just get out of your comfort zone to actual world, and you have to earn and something like that. So I don't know. I know it sounds very easy when we are saying it now after a year, but it was not that easy. Savvy is making it very easy, but it was not that easy. So anyway, and we had a plus point also. As Corona was going, we were in intense pressure at the beginning, and our procedures were getting delayed every day. I remember my
Yeah.
Wipro HR interview was just 3 days after the technical interview, but that actually happened one month, 15 days after that, without any notification.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So, but these were the cons, but the pros we got for the COVID, I guess, because all the results were delayed, right? So we gave all the exams one after another, without seeing the other results, and the results were declared together. So what happened actually?
Yeah.
If the results were declared before, and if we kept getting rejected, so I guess it would be a very hectic situation for us. We would be going through self doubt and something like that. So for our case, our results were declared at once from our college. Many companies, I remember we had an Excel sheet, and there were probably 7 to 8
Yeah.
companies' results were there. So, but in your case, you may feel that thing you were getting a result today, you got rejected, and tomorrow you have another exam. So anyway, be prepared for that. So the next question, uh, but yeah, so people ask numbers, like no matter how much we say, people ask numbers. Even today, I received an audio message from a random guy. He was like, "Dada, I mean, UEM admission nebo, but the reviews I am getting from the internet, majority are negative." First of all, I was clueless because I never went to any internet to get a review for our college. We just jumped into it.
Yeah.
We don't know why, but maybe there are negative reviews. I don't know. So they won't believe whatever we're saying. They can just think that we're bragging. So can you just give us numbers? How many companies came till now, and what were the opportunities, and what were the scopes and all to see those companies? Just an approx number or something like that.
Okay, so I believe if you refer to number of companies, if you include everything like Elite Mass and all those additional like on campus, off campus, pool campus, everything that they those fancy terms and everything.
Yeah.
So around there were opportunities for I guess 40 companies, somewhat around that.
Yeah, I
I
guess
might
more.
be
I guess more, 45
yeah,
to
yeah.
50.
I mean, I might be. As I said, like towards the end, I had stopped keeping track because my
Yeah,
internships had started. So, if you include everything over the three phases, 40 companies almost in the first and second phase, and if you
yeah.
include the third phase and everything, overall, I think it's around 50 to 60, maybe.
Even we still
Not more than that. I think.
I don't know. Yeah, 50 to 60 is will be very much. So 50 is like we can say 50 because it can be slightly more than 50, slightly less than 50 because we still keep getting job notifications in our Facebook groups and everything.
Yeah.
So if you want numbers, so yeah, approx 50 companies came in uh our placement season only. And Savi, can you just say what were those companies like big companies, small companies, opportunities you did not expect you
Okay.
will get?
So, if you refer to some of the big brands that people have heard very much, no, we don't have an Amazon, we don't have a Google, but we have like we had opportunities from Rakuten, we had opportunities from EPAM. Then there was, I think even Oracle was supposed to come, but due to some issues, they
Yeah,
didn't come.
that was a tragedy. So
Yeah,
let's not get
yeah.
into that.
Yeah. Yeah. If you refer to the mass recruiters, well, there has been TCS, CTS, Infosys, Accenture, Wipro.
Yeah,
Those five are always there. Capgemini was there. Like these are some of the well-known names that you've heard probably. Now there are other companies also, many small, but there are many startups initially. Like there were almost, I think, out of the 50, I think almost 20 were startups, 20 to 30 were startups, I believe.
yeah,
So then there are some companies like, as I said, Bajaj, Bobble AI. They just came out of the blue via Elitmus. Then there were other companies also. There was Darwin Box. There was
PwC.
another startup named Tutti. Yeah, PwC was there. Oh, sorry, I missed that out.
And it was a new.
PwC also hired a lot of people.
Yeah, they were a newcomer and they just suddenly came and took a bunch of students and just went. So
Yeah,
PwC was a shock.
yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah,
And then there are the people. Then there are the companies which keep coming, like TCS, Cognizant. They had at least, I believe, Cognizant had two drives. One which was the mass drive, which we all participated in. That was in October, November, and one was later. I think March, April, somewhat this year.
yeah, right, right.
So that was Cognizant, and then there was TCS. I believe one of our friends, like he was like, I sat for the seventh time or something like that. He said, maybe not. He
Yeah, because
overstated that, but
yeah, but
yeah,
NQT TCS actually updated their recruitment process and NQT keeps happening after 3 months, I guess, 3 or 2 months, I guess,
yeah, yeah.
every year. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and then TCS also, other than NQT, also they hire via different ways. So for IEM and UEM, for example, there is one on-campus drive also.
yeah,
Um, sorry. So all students don't get a chance to sit in that, but like there is a nowadays in our time there was a randomized procedure, but since this year I've heard like there is a qualification test. So I think top 80 to 100 students of UEM Kolkata are allowed to sit for that based on that test. So, and other than that, there is Code Vita, which happens, although very few students get via that Code Vita, maybe 5, 10 max to max, not even 10, 5 maybe. But like let's hope that that number keeps rising because that Code Vita that doesn't have any limits. As
yeah.
many people crack it, that's better.
Yeah, that's a hackathon
So
basically,
then
like a
that,
competition.
yeah, yeah, it's a hackathon.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you want numbers, so these are the numbers, and if you want brands, these are the brands. I hope it clarifies your query. So the next question, Savvy. So just tell about because you are the perfect example for that because you are actually you kept working even though Savvy had offers from MNCs like all the MNCs Wipro, CTS, TCS, but he chose to work in a off campus like in a private in a company that he got off campus. So Sabi, there is a very big myth that if you don't get placed in on campus, it's very tough to get placed in off campus. This is one myth. And second is if you don't get placed in on campus and off campus is not a good option. So can you just crack the myth, because you were living that thing and you just rejected all on-campus offers? So is it actually that hard? And what's the difference between on-campus and off-campus effect?
Okay, so well, on campus and off campus offers, they definitely, there is a difference. I won't say that there is no difference. It's very easy because that is not the vanilla world that is given to us. It is a bit tough because in on campus, in on campus, what happens is that like the companies come with a mindset that they will hire, they are targeting to hire around 100 to 150 students, maybe number varies. I won't fix on that, but that's the range generally.
Yeah.
So now they are maybe they aim to hire this many students from this campus. Now sometimes they will feel that okay, this student doesn't know much. He might not have that many skills already, but he is like a unpolished diamond. Maybe if he and he's ready to work. So these, if they see that these things are there in him, then him or her, I won't say him. So they will go for that. So they will go for that. So then there are in on campus, sometimes it happens that maybe due to some problems or due to some issues that come up, maybe you miss out on an opportunity. I won't say that doesn't happen on off campus, but that there is a higher probability of that happening on campus. Like sometimes maybe your compiler in TCS or a CTS, maybe you are giving a code test and your compiler isn't loading properly. Yeah, the companies, they help you get some help from placement cell as well, but like in general, if you miss out, there is like in many cases there isn't an opportunity that you get to sit for it again. So that thing is something that happens in on campus. In off campus, it's not that common. But in off campus, again, the hard thing is that the companies don't look to hire that many students, and you have to compete based on your merit. So you have to compete based on your CV strength as well as your skills. So here maybe there may be some cases like maybe like in on campus, if a student knows React somewhat, like React is a pretty tough thing to master while in college. So like I'm speaking for the general public here. For some people it nothing is tough. So like if is React, for even I think React is tough for us from a college level perspective.
React is tough. We were actually talking
So
about it before the interview. React actually is tough.
yeah. So now some companies on off campus, they will expect React developers to like come out of college, and there are people who apply who are React developers. So that becomes a competitive state. And if you're and then if you feel, if they see that your JavaScript skills are good enough and they can polish you in 1 month into a good React developer with strong JavaScript skills or with strong backend skills, maybe they may hire you. They may. I'm not saying they will, but in many cases they will hire the React developer who is there. And one more thing which I'm like, I don't want to say that it is there, but it's slowly going away. The thing is the brand frenzy. So IITs are a brand, to be honest. Then if a boy has interned in Google, he has a good brand on his CV. So this brand frenzy is there still. I won't say it has gone away because it is very much there, but it is slowly moving out. Like some companies are there which if we keep seeing on LinkedIn and some other platforms, they have started to look more into skills of each person, like core skills of each person rather than brands. So but I hope that situation improves as. And so though I think most of the viewers who are watching this video, they are looking about the college, so they have not yet been into college, so they have 4 years in hand. So this is what we are discussing in the 2021 scenario. Now 2025, 26, or whenever you're watching, whenever you're aiming to pass out, this might not be the case. There might be improvements, there might not be improvements, we don't know. But as of now, this is the situation.
Yeah.
But on campus, if you can crack an on campus offer, for example, I got an on-campus offer from a company which is not so well renowned because it's sort of a startup. I won't say it's a startup. Like it's been 8 to 10 years since it has been formed, so it's not exactly a startup, but like it's not that huge. But like if they see that you have the proper skills, and like they saw their hiring process involved a lot of things, so they saw the skills, and they thought that maybe I was fit for them, and my package is also better than what is offered in on campus. So that is also a factor that becomes in off campus interviews. So Yeah, that's the thing, more or less.
Yeah, so Savvy shared a lot of information. I don't know if you will be able to process it or not, because it contains a lot of phrases that you will experience, like React and everything. You will experience as you go through college, but just listen it once or twice. I guess you will get a lot of information. But the things, Abby, was it hard to crack a on-campus offer, or was it more hard to crack a off-campus offer? Which one do you prefer? Because there can be people who,
I'd
yeah, there can be
I'd say
people.
off campus definitely. Like your the definition of hard here has to be a bit subjective, because some people practice like prepare for interviews maybe one night before the interview. Some people start their preparation in second year, third year. Some people even are geniuses who start in first year. And
Yeah,
then we have also seen examples who have like come into first year with seven accolades with their back. So
yeah,
like I'm not taking names here, but like there have been examples like that as well.
yeah,
So there is a like, I won't say it's hard, but yeah, on campus is definitely easier because you have a lot of leeway there. You have a lot of examples all around you. You have a lot of guidance. Now off campus, definitely at times it becomes tough. At times it becomes easy. Of on campus, now it depends on how well you prepared you are. So if you are preparing since second year, third year, then no issues.
yeah.
You will find both of them easy.
Yeah, so the things Harry said, I will just add and I will just sum this thing. I think you will also agree. The difference with the if we go to hard, like if it's hard or not, the difference between on campus and off campus is, in on campus placement there is a, you don't know, but there is a tie up between your college and the company that is coming on campus. There is always a tie up. They have their deals and also that thing you will never know. We also don't know, but we know there are deals. So college is a lot of responsibility to prepare you for on campus. Even like we had encounters where we were divided into teams when we were going through on campus for different companies, and college will take full responsibility like throughout entire placement process. Like they will literally wake you up from your sleep and they will just notify you that you have an exam. But in off
Yeah.
campus you don't get that. Everything you have to do by yourself, and you have to interact to the company one to one only. And then also in on campus you have a guidance and you have a very less crowd to compete because they are all your batchmates. But in off campus there are international students, sometimes there are students from nationwide, and you solely get a job on your merit. So that's what Savvy got. You can just write Savvy OP in the chat, but yeah, anyway. So yeah, so that's the difference between on campus and off campus regarding preparation and I guess the competition. It's you are a solo player in the, wait, wait. Yeah, you go solo in off campus. Everything depends on you and your capability. In off campus, you get a pushback from the college. So yeah, that's a beautiful answer Savi gave. So the next question, uh, just say the people who are preparing for placements. There are many people who may be watching who are actually going to prepare for placement. They can be from our college, but from different college also. But let's focus on our college and say if someone from UEM is preparing for placement, how do you want them to prepare for placement and how it works for you? A step by step process, if you can keep it brief or anything you want to say that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, preparation guide is a very, look, you see, like there are plenty of videos, including yours, which give preparation tips. So
Yeah.
I won't give that. But what I would say is, just know, like when you are, by the time you are in your second year, first second year, just know that what you want to do, like after 2 years. So there are my some in some cases you might think that, yeah, I might want to do a higher education, or I want to go for a good, I want to crack a PSU maybe via gate or something. So in that case, like whatever you want to do, in some cases you might think, yeah, I'll sit for placement. Most people think that, even I thought that. I never had a knack for higher education, but like whatever you do, stick to that. That's the first thing. Whatever you want to do, stick to that and try. Like in that direction only, you keep trying. I'm not saying that you have to give up all your social life. No, I am very much active on social media and everything. If you like show weekend the others, no, I used to
Yeah,
interact with almost everyone in my batch. So it's
yeah,
not like I was a ghost. I gave up everything. No.
yeah, and Savvy was a hyperactive person. As I said, like he was into n number of projects into college, and everywhere everything is happening. You will find Savvy doing something there. But at the time when it was placement time, then also he was getting some offer from all the companies that was coming to our college.
No, actually, like before placement, there was a time when I realized that, like, yeah, you are participating in many things. Obviously, in college there are plenty of activities. In
Exactly.
UEM, particularly, there are clubs, student chapters, many others, blah blah blah, n number of events and all. But the thing that you have to keep in mind is, after everything, beyond everything, you have to manage your time in such a way that at least you have to allot some time for yourself,
Exactly.
when you can, maybe you are not even studying, maybe you are just focusing on something, maybe you are solving sudoku, just it's a pastime for many things, but at the end you might even realize that you're giving some time to yourself. You have that ability of time management. So when you start giving time to yourself, you can automatically, start learning something new. Maybe if you realize that, okay, this thing will benefit me, you start learning that. Yeah, now if you now some people are there who give time for themselves in a way, like they start doing things like scamming other people. That is also giving time to yourself, but that is not something that I would recommend. That is not at all recommended. So that thing, you are giving time to yourself in such a way which benefits you in the long run. Scamming people won't benefit you in the long run. It might help you lose a couple of friends and help you might earn a bit of money, but in the long run that won't help you. Long run, that never helps.
And you are
That,
gonna find this kind of scams a lot in UEM, so stay away from them.
yeah, it's not just UEM, it's there in every college.
Yeah,
It's these are interconnected webs, so and scams are there.
exactly.
Okay, anyways, let's move on.
Yeah,
That's a topic for a separate video, in fact. So anyways, so once you start doing that, you develop yourself bit by bit, and once, like, I think in many cases you have seen inspirational quotes and things, but one small thing I remember, there was one mathematical thing, like, if 1 to the power 1 to the power 365 is equal to 1, but 1.01 to the power 365 is a huge number. It's 11 or something, I don't even know what it is, but it's a huge number. It's not 1. So if that zero point zero 0.01 effort on a consistent basis can do a lot of things. Now it's easy to say, it's definitely not this easy. So you might think that, like, it's not happening, I'm not being able to do it, but slowly, as you keep trying, it happens. In the first year, obviously you won't be able to do it. You'll see your friends playing PUBG and everything, and you might feel that, what am I doing? Why am I getting cut off from the rest of the population? No, that might seem awkward, but by the time as you grow up, I would say, like, as
yeah,
you progress through the years, you progress through semesters, you learn to experience college, you will realize that, okay, now I think I understand what I have to do.
so
So
basically,
that's maturity, basically.
yeah, so basically what Savvy is trying to say, to simplify it, like, you keep doing whatever comes in your way when you are in college, because engineering is a very interesting journey, that's why you choose engineering. But as the placement comes, because you know that in fourth year you are going to face placement, so as the placements comes, slowly take a transition into, like, shaping your skills. If you're from CSE, start practicing or mastering basics of a programming, uh, algorithms, data structure. If you're from some
Hmm.
other streams, then work on your core knowledge, that will help for placements. So make a slow transition, keep doing everything. You don't have to just, like, you don't have to start something overnight, or you don't have to just start something from the first day of your college, right? So I think that's what Savvy wanted to say, because I get that.
Yeah, and there is another thing which I'd like to mention. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's okay.
Just one small thing, like, there is one thing that happens in a lot of students, that is the fear of missing out,
Exactly.
FOMO.
Yeah.
So, like, you will see a lot of people around you doing wonderful stuff, and you will feel like, what am I doing in my life? So that is something that was, maybe, yeah, competing and everything was there when we were facing JEE and all. But in college, in placements, you are not competing with anyone, you're competing with yourself.
exactly,
You become better, that will benefit you. End of story.
exactly. So yeah, I guess Savvy told this part from his own experience. But just to clarify, Savvy used to do those things that make other people feel missed out. That
Arey,
what the hell am I doing? But yeah,
arey.
but what I was saying, the slow transition. I guess Savvy took the slow transition because I have literally seen him getting involved into all the activities. But when placement came, I guess he slowly got into the placement preparation and everything. And by the time it was placement season, from the very first month of fourth year, I guess we all started getting seriously into that thing. So yeah,
Definitely.
that's a lot of important information. The next question is, when when did you specifically start your placement preparation as such, like serious placement preparation, like and when do you suggest other guys to get really serious about their placement preparation? A particular time in it.
The best time in theory, I would say, the best time is as soon as you step into third year.
Okay.
But obviously that won't happen. That's a theoretical scenario. Yeah, by in reality, at least people start this because like in people start in sixth sem, I think, because
Yeah,
I personally started around sixth sem because around that time you see your immediate seniors who are there, you see them getting placed, getting offers and everything. So at that time the thing kicks into yourself that yeah, now we it's just a few days away. Fourth year is just a few days away and placements will start. So now we have to start. So that is the time when it actually kicks in. The first phase kicks in, but even that kick is not enough. The real kick comes when you get rejected in your first interview. Trust me.
exactly. Yeah.
But in if you ask me when I started. If you score placement preparation, I started in the beginning, like at the end of third year, like just like everybody else. Like
Yeah.
when that thing, I saw my seniors getting placed, and I remember actually like being there when Wipro was interviewing some like those who had cracked the technical round. They were being interviewed, so I was like our teachers had asked me to stay back for helping them out, like organize the drive. So I was there and I actually could interact with some Wipro interviewers as well as the people who were being interviewed. They were our seniors. So that was one period where I could see it firsthand, and that maybe that experience helped me a lot. But that's not a compulsory experience. But like that thing helped knock that time as a whole helps knock into the fact that it's coming up. It's coming.
Yeah. So basically, end of third year or exact beginning of fourth year is enough. But and also it does not work for everybody. You just do it 3 months before or 1 month or 2 months before
Huh.
a drive you are targeting. So yeah, so I also suggest that thing. Like start preparing when you are in. It's good if you can do in the second semester of third year, or else just be very serious when you are in fourth year. But best of luck. I wish you can do it, but we could not. So the next question is like how many companies did you sit in, Sally, from UEM, off campus, on campus?
On campus, if you ask me, I sat in around 7 to 8. If you ask me, uh, like I'm including the elite mass ones as on
Sure.
campus,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you don't mind.
No,
So,
no, no.
like the elite mass ones, if I include like Bobble AI, I got rejected. In Bajaj, I got rejected. In like there was one 221B Baker Street or something. There also I got rejected. But I think probably everybody got rejected in that. I don't know.
No, I did not
Or maybe
even.
one or two students cracked.
I could not even sit for
I
that
don't.
company. I don't know why. 221 Baker Street. That was the very first company, one of the very first company. I don't know why. So anyway, what is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what
Yeah,
is the
but
next?
then once like TCS, CTS, and Wipro came, I sat for all three because they all were like pumped in the same period almost,
Yeah.
and around that time, and once those got over, I probably realized that maybe yeah the interviews were good enough, and I don't think I have to sit for something else. That was a maybe because my interviews were good. That's why I didn't sit for anything on campus. On off campus, yeah, I sat for my current company Agnos around that same time, like September, October, not October, say August, September, during that time. So I started in end of towards the end of September in Agnos, so as an intern, obviously in the initially I started. So after that also I kept sitting in, like there are opportunities like Amazon's off campus drive, Google's off campus drive. as expected, you can see I'm not in any of them, so you can make your assumptions.
No, I mean,
But
I'm gonna do an interview with Savvy after 5 years, and then I will be taking the interview how you crack Google. So yeah, just a heads up before that. So anyway, so we can take an average that you sat for at least 13 to 15, 14 companies, I guess, on campus, off campus
yeah,
combined.
overall 13, 13, 12, 13, yeah, something like that. I don't
Yeah,
exactly
and
remember, but yeah.
some of them were just experiments. Even though you knew that let's just give a shot, and you got selected, I guess, in 4 to 5 companies, right? So that's a very good
Four, yeah.
4 companies. That's a very good conversion ratio because you were not serious about many companies you were sat for it. So yeah, so that's what like that's how many opportunities you get to sit in on campus or off campus from UEM. And if you're good enough like Savvy, in my case, I could only crack 2 job offers. Anyway, I got
Only,
only, yeah.
only.
I recently got placed into Accenture. I'm not going to put this part into the video. So anyway, yeah. So, but if you're good at enough like Savvy, you can get like 4 to 5, 3 to 4 job offers, and you just have to sit 15 and 4 job offers. Probably is a huge difference, but you have to think you're going to do one job. So that's what matters. So anyway, the next question is how was the feeling of the first rejection, and after that how was the feeling of the first selection? Which one actually was first for you, selection or rejection?
Rejection, definitely. Like
Okay.
after I think 5, 6 rejections, I got the first offer.
How was the first
So
rejection? How was the feelings? I know my mine
the
when I
first rejection, the first rejection, I think we all had the same one. I think Bobble AI was the
no
first
no no
rejection.
for me
Bobble AI is in the
no Mobile AI, yeah, Mobile AI আমার রেজাল্টই বেরোয় ঠিক আছে. So for me first rejection was like Infosys. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Infosys. I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, that
Lol.
was like
Yeah,
way
that
back
was
in third
the
year.
very beginning of
Yeah.
third year or fourth year beginning exactly. I forgot exactly when.
How was the
Yeah,
feeling like?
Infosys. I remember Infosys Drive. I wasn't even like I was confident I won't get into it because at that time we were actually in Delhi. Our project was selected for the competition. So
Right, right.
I remember giving Infosys technical round in Rajdhani Express. So
Okay.
in the between there were there almost 2, 3 minutes there was no network and I was wondering why am I even sitting for this. So
So,
so that was that. But yeah, if you ask me, that was that. If you consider that that as a rejection, yeah,
no, no,
that
the proper
honestly didn't
rejection,
affect me much. Yeah,
you
if you
had.
ask me the first proper rejection, that was in Geeky Ants. So Geeky Ants, like that was that came via Elitmus. That me and 4 others were selected for the from our college for the final interview stage. None of us could crack it, sadly. So that made me realize that maybe things aren't so easy as I thought. I have to work harder. Maybe like we have to. I mean, it has to be a bit more systematic, or something is going wrong. So that was a hit. But yeah, obviously I won't say I didn't have, like have any dent in confidence. It dented confidence definitely. Self doubt, everything crept in. It did, I won't
Yeah.
lie. But like it's about how fast you can bounce back. As soon as you like look into yourself, see what you did wrong, You again walk back through the procedure, say what you hear yourself like saying what you said in the interview, and then you again think that maybe okay, maybe that thing wasn't right, maybe I can modify that a bit. I remember stammering like a lot during my during when they asked me the question, tell me about yourself. I stammered a lot. So I was like, maybe stammer that much stammering doesn't help in an interview, so I have to be better in speaking. So like that, like there are 2, 3 things. Then there was another company which came and they had a DVM. Their technical round had a lot of DBMS, and I wasn't that good at DBMS. I won't say I still am great, but I can like at that time I was horrible. So DBMS, I simply couldn't get my head around that. So then I realized that maybe okay, I have to at least spend some dedicated time on DBMS. Otherwise, in like I heard from my seniors that Cognizant asked a lot of DBMS. In Wipro also they give 2, 3 questions on DBMS. So DBMS, without DBMS I probably won't be able to make it. So let's see, let's try. So you make a list of things what you have to do, what went wrong, then you prioritize them, like maybe we can do this thing first, and maybe let's see in the next interview what happens. Trial and error, honestly, there were a couple of things which a couple of interviews after that which I did trial and error sort of thing. I changed a couple of things and all, but they didn't work out as well, so we have to again change. Then TCS and all came, and I was like, okay, these, and now it seems okay, and they were okay. So
So yeah, basically the first rejection is nothing but like giving a jhatka कि तू यहाँ पे belong करता है. Yeah, that's really important, and you can just do whatever Sabi did. He just tried and kept making himself better. So yeah, this is a rejection. What was the feeling of the first selection you got? What was the feeling? Like how you feel?
the first selection was in my current company. It was for an internship position, but I was like, okay, finally something worked. Finally, this is a strategy which has worked somewhere, and maybe we can go ahead with this same or similar strategy in the next interview as well. Let's see if there is a next interview. Yeah, by that time already we had given the technical rounds of TCS and Cognizant and Wipro also. So
Yeah.
like I could have backed out at that point, but I was like our placement cell was advising us that since you have already applied for it, you go through the process. You get rejected or you get selected. Don't drop out in the middle, because that creates a bad impression to the company as well. Because that's not good. So so I was like, okay, I'll sit for the rounds. So I was like, okay, let's, when I'm sitting for the rounds, let's try this strategy and see if this actually works. Now that strategy worked for me. That worked for three more companies. They all came together and worked for all of them. So it was okay.
It's been a long time for us to get our first selection, and for you it was way before than me because I got into like the mass recruiter one. So I guess it was very like a beautiful day when you woke up and when you saw that yeah, I have
Uh,
this internship offer, I'm gonna earn money.
yeah.
So yeah, anyway, so the next question, the last three questions I know. The next question is, how did college help in your placement process? What was college's for? In short, if you can give.
Yeah, college, like from third year, there are those replacement campus. I remember Tapos sir used to take our APT
Yeah,
classes, and those were good.
yeah, that was
Those were
actually a
really,
very
that
useful
was helpful.
class.
That was very helpful. Nowadays, I think even second years are having Tapos sir's class. I'm not very sure. Or maybe third year, first semester only they are getting classes. I don't exactly know, but whenever you get Tapos sir's class, you know that you are in good hands.
Yeah, I
That's
guess
the thing.
I guess we also got Tabosa's class in second year, second sem. I guess. I guess.
Maybe. I don't exactly remember.
Yeah.
I actually regret one. That's one thing, because I remember when initially Taposh sir's class came in, I was like, I was maybe misguided by a few seniors, maybe, or maybe I didn't have that much intention of, ঠিক আছে দেখা যাবে করে নেবো কি আছে.
Hmm.
So I didn't attend Taposh sir's classes initially, but later when I actually started attending on a daily basis, I was like, let's see how this is. Like college আছি যখন,
Hmm.
it's like you in UM we all know we can't go out of our campus, so we are like we're like যখন আছি চলো বসেই যাই, এসি রুম হাওয়া আছে. There was B3 seminar hall and everything, so let's see. So then I was slowly I was like, okay, this person is making sense. This whatever he's saying is, it might be a bit exaggerated at times, but it's not for your harm. Like it's good for you. It will benefit you in some way. Then that was a huge thing. So and then other than that, there were some replacement classes, and another thing, replacement classes by of other subjects. They were more like doubt clearance classes for those who had doubts. Uh, for those who studied, actually I didn't study that much, so I never had doubts as such. But you need to study in order to have doubts. If you don't
Exactly.
study, you won't have doubts.
I also never.
But yeah,
classes.
yeah. So but one more thing that was good, I remember from first year we had some mock interviews. Initially they were by our faculties, but I think two or three times there were some HRs from other companies who like used to take those mock interviews, and some of them were very beneficial, especially the third one. I thought that the TCS format which our college provided for the CV, that was enough, but later the HR came and said that maybe you can, for other for that company that's fine, But for other companies, you might want to not to use that format. Maybe there is a couple of things which you can shuffle up. Maybe put a things above, put something below. You have this skill. Why did you not put that in your CV? Maybe you are not very confident in this, so don't put this thing in your CV. Those suggestions were very helpful. And like that, and the most important thing I remember, I don't remember who said it, but they, maybe it was in one of those like pre-place, like one of those interviews, mock interviews only. They said that if you're not confident with something, don't put that in your CV.
Exactly.
Maybe even SKG sir maybe said that, I don't exactly remember. But that thing was very helpful when I realized that when I sat for the interviews. Actually, like if I am not confident in something, if they ask me in the depths, from the depths of that thing, I'll flaunt, I'll flutter there, then and there. I won't be able to take my ground. So that's the thing now. And one more thing, SKG sir used to take like he used to call us for one period in that B3 seminar hall, and he used to tell us some neat tips and tricks about interviews. Or maybe he used to crack jokes, sometimes he used to be serious. But maybe that thing, like if you take that thing seriously, that thing instills something in you which makes you succeed automatically.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know how that thing happens for others, but that thing helped me a lot.
for the particular SKG search class, I mean, the mock interviews actually worked for me. Like it literally worked for me. That is something I really got from UEM because other things I never took. And SKG search class, if you were from CS, if you attend that, even if you're playing games sitting in the back like me, but he has a voice and he has some knowledge to give. When he gives those, you will just turn your head on and you just listen and it will just stay with you. I remember, like,
Will stay
yeah,
exactly.
it stays with you even if you don't pay attention. It somehow goes into your brain and it stays with you. So yeah, just continue.
Yeah, that's more or less it. Our placements will help bring some companies and all, but they're they help. I won't say they don't, but like, like other factors which I mentioned, they were the best things that I could get from UVM
Exactly.
with
So
regard
yeah,
to placement.
as I said, as I mentioned, the basically the interviews, like they made sure that we sit for an interview, even though they're our school, like school, also, they are our college teachers only. But from the first year, I remember preparing a CV just 6 months after coming out of school and sitting for a interview that you're gonna sit 4 years after that. That took a lot of guts for us to generate, and that gave us a lot of strength from the very beginning of college. So that's something UEM created in a very good way. So the next question, uh, like before coming to engineering, people like us who joined the college with no placement records, obviously they were driven by the excitement to be an engineer. Most of the cases, if not their parents forced. So if we have a drive to be study engineering, that means we have a certain kind of expectations, and that we get from movies like Three Idiots and all. And so, what where your expectation and how the reality became for last 4 years in engineering, especially in our college.
So, like when somebody gets into engineering, the expectations are driven by movies, which you rightly said, like
Yeah,
Three Idiots and Student of the Year and things like that. So, Three Idiots particularly, that was a very lucid example. But honestly, college life doesn't turn out that way always.
yeah,
Maybe you are able to build a drone, yes. Sometimes your drone gets appreciated. I won't say it always gets thrown away.
yeah.
uh, you don't always have to mug up. That's not always the scenario. uh, at least not in UEM. I don't know about other colleges, but in UEM at least you don't have to always mug up, uh, like good things are appreciated at times. I won't say they are always appreciated, but that is also because UEM has a lot of students and everything has something somebody so everybody has something unique to offer. So the faculties also at times they struggle to keep up. But yeah, like that was a lot of expectations, as in I'll get to develop huge machines, and like an engineer can do a lot of things. That's the thing that we see, like they can build huge things. But slowly we realize that maybe when we come back to reality, yeah, it's not that depressing, like always in a cubicle 24/7. That's not always the scenario, but it's not as glorified as it is shown in the movies. That's what I realized after coming. before coming, I had a lot of expectations, like maybe I'll be able to code in whatever language is possible, hack machine, hack computers like this show. Like, yeah, I'll just tap randomly on the keyboard rapidly and press one enter. Yeah, I have access to the system. So that thing never happened. It won't happen, in fact. Yeah, if you learn ethical hacking, you can get techniques and everything, but that is not the only way. There is a lot of things to enjoy. I can assure you, like, I don't know about on like during the COVID period, is definitely, it's unfortunate that you have to sit at home, you can't interact with your friends. Honestly, me, Shovik, when like we started out, like, if you must have seen in his channel, like he has a lot of vlogs from Shovik. I think you have a lot of vlogs from your first year, second year days.
Yeah,
I think vlogs
I have.
from,
Yeah,
yeah. So I and a lot of students actually come to UEM, they see those videos and they leave a lot of comments. So
yeah,
those videos, like those were in the times when we actually could go to college. So if you are able to
exactly.
go to college and experience the scenario, there will be nothing like it. Believe me, it will be once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah. So just we have one last question. So before that, একটা question আমার মাথায় আসলো এখন. So as we're
এ ভাই
talking
একটু
about,
দাঁড়িয়ে যান, একটু জল খাবো ভাই,
sure, sure,
একটু
sure,
দাঁড়িয়ে
sure,
যান।
sure, sure, no issues, no issues. Let's continue.
কেটে দিছে এই পার্টটা আর কি।
কোনো চাপ নেই। So yeah, যেটা বলছিলাম. So as we are talking about reality of engineering in our college, there is a very কি বলবো, like our college is infamous for strictness. So I get a lot of questions asked, ki, why, what is the life, what is the strictness and everything. We know the answer, ki, what is the strictness and how we overcame those. But what is your opinion? How strict is our college? And it's definitely not the same college life you will get in any private college in Kolkata and in any in UM. There is a difference, big difference. But there are other things also. But you say, like, how is the strictness and everything?
আচ্ছা, তো স্ট্রিক্টনেস আমি বলবো না যে খুব কম, বিকজ একেবারেই কম না। If it's on campus, as I said during one of my answers previously, that once you get in, you can't come out until college ends.
Exactly.
That thing stayed. Now the only way out is the পাঁচিল। হয়তো যতদিন এই ভিডিওটা দেখবে বা যতদিনে লোকে যেতে পারবে, দেখবে পাঁচিলটা আরো দু হাত উপরে উঁচু হয়ে গেছে, টপকানো যাচ্ছে না,
এখন যা আছে তাতে ওই মানে 8 ফুটের লোকও টপকাতে পারবে না, মানে আরো উঁচু করে দিলে তো গেল।
গেল মানে ওরকমই। সো করবে ওরা, বিকজ উই হ্যাভ লাইক অনেক কিছুই করেছি। যাই হোক,
we have broken so many things, our own legs, our own hands and rules and everything. We have broken a lot, so now they have to build higher.
এন্ড ওয়ার্স্ট কেস হচ্ছে পা ভাঙার পরেও তুমি পালাতে পারলে না, হয়তো সেন্ট জেভিয়ার্স গার্ড ধরে আবার দিয়ে গেল কলেজ।
Yeah, there was an instance I remember. I was just rushing into college because I used to be always late, and I see one of my friend. He has a big plaster on his leg, and the one teacher of us saying to other teacher, "দেখেছো কি বলো তো এটা পাঁচিল টপকা দিয়ে পাস করছে." You just literally have proof that you were about to break the rule, and the teachers are actually making fun of you. So yeah, continue.
তবে স্ট্রিক্টনেসটা আছে। ইউনিফর্মস এটসেট্রা একটা ব্যাপার আছে, অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স ইজ আ হিউজ থিং। হয়তো মানে প্রথমে যতটা টাফ মনে হয়েছিল অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সের ব্যাপারটা, পরের দিকে ইট গট রিল্যাক্সড আ বিট। আর কোভিড টাইমে আমি জানি না কলেজের অ্যাপ্রোচটা কি হবে অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সের দিকে। অনলাইন ক্লাসেসটা তো আছে, আদার দ্যান দ্যাট, বাট আদার দ্যান দ্যাট তুই যদি, ইফ ইউ আস্ক মি, হ্যাঁ মানে তুই যদি স্ট্রিক্টনেস এর মধ্যে র্যাগিং ফ্যাগিং ইনক্লুড করিস না, ওসব একদমই হয় না। সো মানে লাইক র্যাগিং, সত্যি কথা বলতে এখানে লাইক when there are people, when the seniors means when you get into college, the seniors view you not like, they don't look at you at a like somebody to make fun of. They realize that okay, you are also coming into the same vessel of suffering that we are in right now. So okay, don't worry, we are here, we will guide you.
Yeah.
So we got some excellent seniors, sorry.
Definitely.
So
we got wonderful seniors.
yeah, and মানে র্যাগিং ফ্যাগিং তো বাদ দে, মানে লাইক উই হ্যাভ মেমোরিজ উইথ আওয়ার সিনিয়র্স, অনেস্টলি, যেটা লোকের হয়তো ক্লাসমেটসদের সাথে হয়, সেটা অনেক মানে অনেক লট অফ সিনিয়র্স যারা আমাদের লাইফকে পুরো ডিফাইন করে দিয়েছে। নাও আই কান্ট এক্সপ্লেন এনি ফার্দার, বিকজ ওটা এক্সপিরিয়েন্স করে বুঝে।
Exactly. Yeah. But
you know it better than me. So
but there is a very কি বলবো, there is a sensitive part that as COVID is continuing, so there is a like I don't know how the scenario will be after COVID, because I guess for 2 years, two freshman batches are online mode only. So when they will be coming to college, the other batches who are coming, they will experience some batches they did not experience the culture we did, right? So
True.
so
True.
the
That's
so
true.
culture can be broken, because those who are in first year and second year now, they did not visit the college and they did not got the culture for a single day. So they are gonna be seniors very soon. Next year only the COVID batches are gonna be third year students.
Third
So
years.
exactly. So they will experience college for the first time, and they won't have any experience how our senior junior culture is. So that can be like terribly broken. We can't quote, but we hope that it stays as we left, right? So yeah, just the
Let's hope that.
strictness part. How was the rules and how did you break them? We can be. How did you break
Arey
and how
Baba.
did the rules?
Yeah, rules. I mean, yeah, like I remember when in the morning the time of arrival in college was very strict. Like it was 9:20 or something. We had to be in by that time, else they would close off the gates. And I remember one day a lot of students were, so giving a dharna outside the college, sitting,
I know,
but
I
they
know.
didn't open the gates. They didn't open the gates. They'll close it irrespective of whatever you do, like unless some faculty inside, like I remember Amitabh sir, sometimes he used to come in and come out and okay, you get in, but you have to they used to make sit and lecture a lot and then they used to get away. But I don't know how that will continue later, but that thing we faced a lot. That was one rule you could never break, like and no, like most people, they were like, hey re দরজা বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে কি আর করবো বাড়ি চলে যাবো, because nobody had the, like they knew that trying to ram their way in was impossible. So that was one very strict thing. You have to be in time. We had our college assembly in the mornings,
For initial
and
days.
yeah, initial days. Later on that wasn't much of an issue. And then like as the campus, like there were more students and ভিড়টা যখন বাড়তে শুরু করলো, uh, অতটা like those
Yeah,
things
yeah,
went away. But still, like I remember then there is like classes, they are continuous, unlike in some colleges you have breaks in between, or you have gap classes, or you have to go from one place to another to attend a class. But here, the only place you have to go outside your class are the labs mostly. Other than that, we didn't have to shift rooms much. In
exactly.
third, fourth year, not fourth year, I mean third year, or in end of second year, I think we have to shift a couple
Yeah,
of
yeah,
rooms at times, especially when we had those joint classes.
exactly.
But other than that, there is not much shifting. So it's one continuous class in one room. So much like you have must have viewers must have experienced that in school. So yeah, school is something that a lot of students say UEM is the synonym for, because a lot of disciplines, uniform and everything. Like if you don't come in with your shoes polished, you might be through, like not be allowed to enter.
Yeah.
There were scenarios like that also. So strictness and discipline is something that they put a lot of emphasis on. Mm. But some of them might be a bit excess. Some of them might be like, why are they doing this? When you go ahead, you might find the logic behind some of those, which you didn't realize. Some of those I don't still see the logic, but ठीक है, चलता है. Maybe they were like not trying, but yeah, since it's an apolitical campus and everything, so you don't have that kind of indiscipline here. We all know how that can turn out to be. So that those things are not here, and they're strictly discouraged, in fact, not just not here. So any such views are discouraged. So yeah, that's more or less it. If I miss, did I miss something out?
No, no, no.
Because
So yeah,
তিন
yeah,
বছরে নর্মাল হয়ে গেছে, এখন অতটা মানে মনেও পড়ছে না যে এগুলো হচ্ছে.
exactly. So when you get into college, so you may feel there are a lot of pressure, lot of strictness, and actually there are. But there is a saying in Hogwarts, the Dumbledore says, help is always given in Hogwarts when someone asks for it. So we have to ask for the loopholes, and we actually
Exactly.
found the loopholes. I know Savvy did not attend classes like a lot.
Yeah, because my hugest loophole was I was developing a project,
Exactly. So
yeah.
he had a loophole. I did not have such legal loophole. I had skills to climb climb a wall. So yeah, so you will find securities are chasing you. Like if you get a blank classroom and if you sit there for 15 minutes, CCTV securities will literally trace you from CCTV and they will chase you, and you go in some other classroom and then again they will chase you. So it's an adventure. But we too, we will say that, and all of them who have given the interviews, like if you want to break a rule, you can break a rule. Yeah, and there is nothing as such. College is obviously strict, but you have to find a loophole, and that actually makes it more interesting, right? Because we have so many memories inside those boundaries, and that thing we realized the day college ended, because you won't find the passion or love for a college in a student, much like UM in Kolkata. And we realized that is in us because like our college forced us to stay in the building for a longer period of time every day. So anyway, and one last tip for if you in UM, if you get stubborn, college will get more stubborn. So the more ego you will show to college, the more ego they will show to you. So you just have to handle it very gently. Apart from that, no matter how many rules are there, you can always break them. So anyway, the we won't suggest to break them. Anyway, we have our certificates pending, but we won't suggest to break them. It's on your own risk. So last question from Sabi. As Sabi is someone like I am someone who actually did not experience college. Like I was not involved in college that much. I was having a good college life, but I was not involved in college activities and everything. I was doing my own stuff most of the time. But Sabi is someone who was very much involved with college. Like he used to stay in college for nights, and you have like in number of nights you have, and your friends, like he had used to have a group. He still has. So you guys had a lot of memories regarding college, and you know a lot of internal things and many things more than anyone. So what would be your suggestions for juniors, like in all aspects? Like, a few suggestions.
Suggestions. All I would say is like if you are skilled enough, honestly, if you can develop your own skills, college will try like if you're like if you not only develop but if you can exhibit them in the right way. Now I won't say what exactly the right way is because there is no definition for that. Some people are excellent in singing, some people love, like there are people who are in our batch who were good in singing, and our dean used to encourage them to stay back and sing, practice singing, and they got excellent opportunities. Like they got to sing in the book fair, then they got in chances in Z Bangla and many other places. So like if you have a talent, if you have a skill, it might not be even a technical skill, it might be sports, it might be anything, it might be business, you might have a startup of your own. So whatever you do, if you want, as Shovik said, like if you want help from college, college will, yeah, college will try to help in its own way. So you have to approach college in its own way, in a way which it does not, like which is okay. I can't define that honestly because that sort of happens. You'll get to realize it soon. Sometimes it might feel like maybe why are they not helping me, college is useless, they don't help me. But maybe there was some part which they realized that maybe, yeah, that's not working out at times. But if you keep trying, at some point you will crack through. And you'll there is one more thing that happens in many other colleges, I won't name that, but ওই সিনিয়রের পা চেটে বা টিচারের পা চেটে অনেক দূর যাওয়া যায়, যেটাকে বাংলায় বলছি আমি because I don't have an equivalent English thing for that which is as effective. But like that thing won't take you much far. I won't say it doesn't happen in UM because that is a part of human nature. That happens in some aspects. I won't say it doesn't, but that won't take you much far. That like yeah, and that is something. And other, if you like, if you use your own skills and if you take like use them to take you ahead, that will take you far inside college. That will stay back with you the four after the 4 years of college, and you will not only be able to make some good memories out of it, but you might even be able to make a career out of it. So
That's a terrific advice. Like it really summed up everything that you need to have for this 4 years of journey. So anyway, that was the last question. Thank you, sir. We had a long chat, and it's exactly 1 hour only. but I will try
Yeah.
to keep it short. So yeah, I will link Sabby's all the social media handles below. So if you have any queries, Sabby is always there to help. He's like even more than me. So you will just ping him, and he will help you. So thank you, right? So let's
Okay.
end this
Bye.
recording.